welcome to Dan's Lawn and Outdoors. Today I'm going to be fixing up some cosmetic issues with the Craftsman. So with this Craftsman, I built a snowplow for it last winter, and I noticed I have one bolt right here, but the other two had been missing. So we're going to fix that today. So another pet peeve of mine is that the mulch plug is not attached to the mower at all times. I've added some paracord so I can hold it, but it would be really nice to be able to put it on the mower so when I have to throw a little out the side sometimes in some thicker grass that I can do that and not have to worry about just holding on to this at all times. So I've decided that I want to put the standard bolt that was with the mower on top so it has the less likelihood to fall out. So all you need is a standard socket set. And just tighten it on. Don't make it obviously too tight, but you need to make sure it's tight enough so that it stays on there. Alright, so now that one's done. This side is a little harder to do. On this side, I've got a couple different ideas. It fits straight into the frame, so we can't really do a bolt without drilling through the back, which is an option. So I have the original bolt. It could go anywhere, right here and then on the other side. I've decided that I'm just going to put it right here, and we'll put that on last when we bolt up the end cover at the end. So I'm going to put that right there and take that off. So right here you do have a hole that goes all the way through. I don't know if you can see that I'm covering back there. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick this up. Okay, so alright, we've taken off the cover, and now you can see that it's a fairly standard mower deck. You know, you got your pulleys here, and this is the engage. The hole we want is on the underside of this, so it might be nice to tip this back, but it's a little tight, so I am just gonna look under there, and as you can see, that is the hole that we're gonna deal with. So I think we have some bolts that I'm gonna try that might go through all the way and thread in like the old bolt straight into the hole with the threads. Otherwise, we might have to drill it out and put a new bolt in. So I'm going to go ahead and test all the bolts that I found that are similar, and we'll see if we can get one that threads in. If not, we're going to have to resort to drilling them out. So I had one bolt that would catch the threads, but it wasn't a proper fit. So with these bolts, you know, they're threaded correctly and therefore hold and don't wiggle around. That one would either have sheared itself out or stripped out the threads. So we're going to have to resort to plan B and drill these out. So I found two bolts that I hope are long enough to go through all the way so we don't have to deal with going in the inside of the frame. So we're going to drill this out and then we're going to bolt them through. 7/64 drill bit, but ideally just make sure that the bolt is going to fit in the drill size, and just do it very carefully. Make sure you go through all the way. It wasn't too hard because there's already a hole there and there's already a hole on the other side, and I think it was bigger. So we're just going to make sure that the thread fits. And as you can see, it fits right in. There's plenty of washer space and nut space on the back. So now we're going to take the deck cover and we're going to install it. Alright, so we've got that on. Now we're going to just take off that. Put the bolt on. I'm noticing that it looks like it's not tight enough, so I need to get a washer that will go on there and keep it from going through the plastic. So I was able to find some old washers from a engine I worked on. So I'm just gonna get on there. Alright, and we're gonna go with a washer on the other side too. Stick that on. Okay, and alright, so this is the part where you probably need a wrench on the other end, and okay, well, discovery. The nut size is bigger than the head size. Alright, so I found two washers from an old engine I've worked on, and I also discovered that the nut is bigger than the head of the bolt, so, and I only have a wrench, I only brought a wrench that's big enough for the bolt, so I'm going to end up putting the socket on the inside of the machine. Alright, so I put some washers from an old engine I worked on here, and I also discovered that I need to put, I don't have a wrench that's big enough with me on this side, so I've hand tightened the bolts and added some washers that I found from an old engine I worked on, and now I'm just going to tighten it down snug and we'll go over to do the other side. Alright, so my next pet peeve is, again, that the mulch plug doesn't stay on the mower. So, up there, using 2 zip ties, all I did was just zip tie a carabiner down, and then you can take the zip ties apart if you don't want them to, like, bend and stuff. So, my thought is, using this piece of paracord, it's an old piece of paracord, that I can somehow tie this, or put this on, and then take this and tie it up here. So I've got this handle hold, and then I've drilled another hole in this side using a long drill bit. And so what we're going to do is we're going to install this first. And alright, so that's stuck in, and this stays up. So my thought was, if I have enough cord, is that I could probably tie it right here. I was originally thinking I could tie it onto like a zip tie or the joint up here, but I don't have a long enough cord, so it'll catch in that corner, and then we'll just thread it through and tie the knot. Alright, so using that hole, I threaded the first end of the string through the first 2 ribs, and then the second end of the string, the opposite end of the string, through the other 2 ribs, so they'll meet in the middle. And then I'm going to tie that knot together so it won't be as obtrusive in the line. Alright. Alright, so as I previously explained, I threaded it through, and now I'm going to tie the knot right here so it won't get caught on anything in between. I'm just going to use a square knot for this, so over, under, under, over. Alright, pull that tight, and the knot sits really nice in between, and there's no knot for anything to get caught on on the way through. So now, what's cool is you take this out, because you want a side discharge, slide it up the bar, and as you can see we have our carabiner right there, and just slide it up on, and it hangs there. It doesn't get in the way of the shift bar. My favorite part about this design is that it slides up and down that bar, and it can still be attached to the mower inside discharge port or hanging on the back, even though it does get in the way. It definitely beats carrying it. Alright. Alright, so I'm really glad not to have to carry it while I mow and still be able to plug it in while it's still attached to the mower. So that is my life hack for this mower and keeping it attached to the... Alright, so I'm really glad that it allows me to use it while it's still attached to the mower, but also not have to carry it while I'm walking inside discharging. That is my favorite life hack for this mower. And I also Alright, so I really appreciate being able to plug it in while it's still attached to the bar up here, but also be able to hang it and not have to unclip anything. My favorite part about this design is that it slides up and down that bar, and it can still be attached to the mower inside discharge port or hanging on the back, even though it does get in the way. It definitely beats carrying it. So in this video, I've showed you how to fix a missing bolt and how to hang your side discharge if it gets in the way and you don't want to carry it. Thank you for watching. Dan's Lawn and Outdoors. I'm Dan. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have another video idea that you'd like me to do. Thank you.